The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18 plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi. Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Recently, I had my passport. I had to get it renewed. I sent it back. Comes back gender marker M. Screws everything up. So there's a form in there. If they made a mistake, you can correct it. So I fill out all the proper forms. I'm not calling anybody. I'm not calling the president. I got his personal cell number. I'm not calling anybody. I'm going to see if I can fix this myself, because it's not just about me. It's about all people in this situation, So I even sent a hard copy of my birth certificate, Caitlin Marie Jenner, gender, sex, female. I did everything. And they sent it back M. They didn't change it at all.
I'm going to quote trans advocate Janetta Johnson, who said this in 2015. Jenner is a rich white. She can pay for everything she needs, but I think she now needs to put some of that money back into the transgender community, as she has taken a lot. All these years, we have been abused and battered, yet she has used none of her power to help the community and bring about change. And so, Caitlyn Jenner, girl, cry me a river. Let me play my little violin for you. Transgender, changing the marker on the passports is a executive order that he signed on day one. On day one. So if you think that he didn't know what he was doing, if you think he wasn't fulfilling a campaign promise, because as you say, he absolutely exploited this issue in order to get people to the polls. But I think there's a special place in hell for people who only care about themselves and don't care about the effect on others. If she's saying that this is a safety issue, traveling internationally with the wrong marker on her passport, imagine what the safety issue is for people who are not celebrities, who don't have access to the White House, and who don't have money.
Getting back to Caitlyn Jenner, I've got probably, next to Caitlyn, maybe even including Caitlyn, the most popular conservative transgender in my studios right now. Her name is Blaire White. And the first thing I'm going to say is, Blaire, when you walked in, there is zero, and I mean zero evidence you were ever a boy. Zero.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't even know what to say to that, but thank you.
How many years ago did you do this transition?
It was about a decade. I was 20.
So you're 30 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Early 30s.
And how old were you when you came to the realization that you're the wrong sex in the wrong body?
Well, I think I'm in the right body. I don't think God necessarily makes mistakes. I just think that I have my own, autonomy. I always knew I was different at a young age, but I'm also very against children transitioning. That's something I've gotten a lot of blowback for in my career. And so I'm thankful that I was, a legal adult and had a sound mind to make those decisions.
So you made that decision?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, your parents didn't do that?
Yeah, and even a decade ago when I started, the trans kid thing was not really a topic. Like, it's a new thing. It's, in my opinion, very wrong. And I think it's caused a lot of backlash also against trans people.
Wrong. I can't believe, Blaire. No disrespect to members of your community. Wrong is an understatement. I can't believe we're actually having this discussion. That moms and dads, can't be the ones, or the kid for that matter, to make up their own mind. That's cities and states and the federal government. They make these decisions, and I don't care if it's transgender surgery, if it's vaccines. I think parental choice and freedoms. And I was just at a rally last night for a guy that I'm endorsing over Cory Booker in New Jersey. His name is Alex Sedan. He's all about these freedoms. I can't believe we're even having these discussions. It's crazy.
Yeah, same. And, I'm born and raised in California. I lived there my whole life. It's known as a quote unquote,
It's a terrible place.
Thank you. It's known as a sanctuary state legally under Gavin Newsom for trans kids and immigrants. They're sanctuary for everybody. And so even if one parent disagrees with a child transitioning, the other parent can legally do it to the child. And but what's funny is you can't even go into a tanning bed until you're 18 in California. But you can get a sex change as a child. It's very demented.
It is demented.
Yeah.
How many sexes are there? How many genders are there? How many genders are there?
I mean, there's 2.
There's 2.
Yeah.
You sure? Because a lot of members of your community and a lot of members of the press out there, especially in that horrible place that you live, which is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I love parts of California. Yeah. They tell me there's like 7 or 8. I don't know. Chuck Todd laughed at me one time when I said there was 2. So there's 2.
Yeah, that was news to male and female. That was news to me too. It all happened very, very quick. The politicization of the topic and the changing of the goalpost of what it means to be trans, what it means to be a man or a woman. Yeah. And I was never on board with it. I was told I had to be on board with it, which was news to me. I just made a personal choice for my own life. And then I found out it came with all these political talking points you had to be on board with, all these things you had to believe, when really I just believe in personal freedom. And I've always leaned, conservative. I come from, my mother's side of the family is liberal. My dad is conservative. And I naturally gravitated that way, and that's always how I've been.
That's a real mixed marriage right there.
Yeah.
Adam, when did you transition exactly? You put Adam's mic on, please, Lou. Go ahead.
Is it on?
There you go. Yeah.
So what's crazy about this, the mind control they put over people is almost the same as COVID, right? You had to say a certain narrative from the media, from the government. Otherwise, they went after you. So it's a strong personality like Blaire that is able to push back and say no. My principles, what's right is what's right, and what's wrong is what's wrong. And we got to give Blaire credit for that because culture moved that way so strong. And she said, she gave him the big middle finger.
Yeah.
And that's...
Well, you heard Ana Navarro there going after President Trump pretty hard. And look, I know the president very well. We're friends. I'm proud to say that. I love the guy. And all of these criticism that come from the left, how he hates gays and he hates transgenders and he hates blacks. He basically hates everybody, unless you make money and you're Jewish, which is ridiculous. But I'm going to ask you, being that you're in that community, how do you feel about the president of the United States?
I haven't seen any hate out of the president towards gay people, trans people. When I look at the legislation that's been enacted, I still find it way more sensible than anything on the left. You know what I mean? Trans women and women's sports, that's another issue.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I also think that that's wrong. I think that it's unfair. Yeah, I do.
What are you crazy? Are you trying to get yourself killed? You're actually a sane person. What's the matter with you?
I don't know. I believe in fairness. I believe, I'm not a huge sports fan in general. I'm not a women's sports fan.
Right.
But also at the same time, you should be able to recognize right from wrong. You know what I mean? So these are the topics that I've gotten a lot of, hate from my own community. I'm definitely not well loved in the community necessarily, although a lot of them tend to, behind closed doors say they agree with me. Of course they do,
right. But you can go to bed at night knowing you're on the right side of the issues.
And that's what I care about.
Right.
The Trump administration is so inclusive. The New York Times, maybe 3-4 months ago, did a big profile. It was called Trump's Big Gay Government. If they went about and did that, think about it. There must be a lot of gays throughout his government.
Well, listen, Rick Grinnell is a guy that's worked alongside the president for many years. My dear friend, my favorite homosexual of all, he's in Brussels right now, Bill White. He's been around the president for a long time.
Great guy.
They're all great guys, and the president has no issue. They got big jobs in his administration. It's complete nonsense. So you are not for men competing in women's sports. You readily admit there are only 2 sexes. What else out there that is sane that I believe in, that you believe in, that even ostracizes you even more inside your own community?
I mean, well, probably a lot, like just in general, like I said, I've always leaned right. I'm a capitalist. That's something you're also not allowed to be anymore.
Not in this city.
No, especially under you guys' new mayor, which I'm sorry for that one.
Right. Take it easy. You got Karen Bass. Not exactly great either, but
right. We lived through all the COVID years, being anti-vaccine, anti-lockdown, all of that stuff. Even though now it's slowly, even like a lot of Democrats are able to kind of be like, okay, maybe we went a little far during those years. I've always just stood up for limited government not telling you what to do with your body. Of course, I believe in bodily autonomy because I utilize bodily autonomy. And so that also includes if I don't want to do something, I don't want to do
So, well, you don't have any remorse from doing this. I mean, you're happy you did it. Okay.
No, when I look at the people these days, there are a lot of people detransitioning and who have like regret.
Yeah.
And those tend to be the ones who did it very, very young as children. Because obviously when you make a choice like that, it's not really a choice you're making.
Right.
When we were at CPAC recently, the floods of people. Detransition is going back to what they originally were running up to Blaire and thanking her.
They were.
For what she
That's
she
gotta make you
stands
feel
for.
good, right? It's got to make you feel
Yeah,
great.
yeah, that's another, not a lot of people stand up for those individuals. And so I just like to provide on my podcast and on my YouTube channel just a full 360 perspective on the issue. Whereas if you're just hearing from shows like The View, you're going to get just one side.